Just Behave, Pablo Picasso by Jonah Winter. Pictures by Kevin Hawkes. One day, the world was peaceful, lovely landscape painting. The next day, blam! Pablo burst through the canvas, paintbrush in hand, ready to paint something fresh and new. Painting pictures is as easy for Pablo as eating, and even more fun. In art class, he's surrounded by students twice his age. In the time it takes them to do a sketch, Pablo has completed a large oil painting. In the time it takes other people to admire the exquisite beauty of his art, young Pablo has moved on to some other style. To some other country even. Today he lives in Spain and wears the cape of a bullfighter. Tomorrow he lives in Paris and wears a beret. Ooh la la. Always on the go, always changing. Today he paints blue paintings because he feels blue. He has no money. He lives in an attic. But tomorrow, Pablo paints rose-colored paintings because he feels rose-colored. The gallery owner says, "C'est magnifique." Paint about 200 more paintings just like that. Pablo does, and people love him, and suddenly he's Mr. Big Famous Art Star, Pablo Picasso. Picasso this, Picasso that, Picasso, Picasso, Picasso. One day he's starving, the next day he's rich and famous. That's great. But Pablo gets bored painting rose-colored paintings. He longs to paint something new, something different. Lost in a cloud of his own imagination, Pablo goes wandering. As if in a dream, he floats through Paris, arriving at last at an art show of African masks. His eyes get big. He is seeing something new for the first time. These masks, they do not look real. They do not look like real faces, but they seem to have some magical, wonderful power that realistic paintings do not have. This gives Pablo an idea. Back at his studio, he begins a new painting, unlike anything he's ever done before. He paints, and he paints, unable to stop. He does not let people see what he's painting. They must wait till it's finished. He's so excited he can barely speak. The day arrives. The painting is unveiled. It's different from any other painting in the world. The faces and bodies don't even look real. They look like African masks. How could you? That's ugly. What is that? Terrible, say the critics. Ugly? Terrible? This hurts Pablo's feelings. He is so proud of his new painting. How could people be so mean? This makes Pablo mad. All anyone wants is for him to keep painting the same old picture over and over. Well, guess what? He doesn't want to. He doesn't have to, and he's not going to. Ha! Back in his studio, Pablo starts working on something even more outlandish than his last painting. "Why can't you keep painting beautiful pictures?" asks his wife. "Why can't you keep making art that makes sense?" "The world today doesn't make sense," says Pablo. "Why should I make pictures that do?" And sure enough, much of the world around Pablo doesn't make sense. Everything is changing all the time. New things are being invented. Cars, airplanes, telephones, bombs. "But Pablo," says a fellow artist, "your new painting doesn't look real." "Everything you can imagine," says Pablo, "is real." And sure enough, the crazy shapes and images you see when you close your eyes are very much a part of you, just as real as what you look at when you see with open eyes. You should go back to painting just like you used to, says a chorus of art dealers. That's where the money is. Picasso stands on his rooftop, defiant, and yells back, to copy yourself is pathetic. Why are you doing this? Shouts another chorus of friends and family, for they know he is at work on something even more outlandish. It doesn't make any sense. Pablo expands himself to a height of 100 feet and shouts, the chief enemy of creativity is good sense. Suddenly, everyone in Paris opens their windows at once and shouts, "Just behave, Pablo Picasso!" But like a soldier down in his bunker, Pablo ignores all the voices of his enemies. He keeps on painting the painting he wants to paint, even though he knows many people will hate it, call it ugly, and say mean things to him, even meaner than what they've already said. When the painting is done, it's so different, so new, so abstract, so modern, that for a few minutes, no one knows what to say. Later on, people say Pablo Picasso is the first modern artist. They say he is a force of nature, that he is courageous, that he is the most original artist of his time. And they say so to this day. And a whole lot more about Pablo Picasso.